Thanks for checking out another clip of the Cashflow Contractor. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. Click subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
Let's talk about it. We're generating leads, but there has to be a purpose to generating leads. And I think that comes ultimately back down to revenue goals. So why don't you talk to us about how you think about your revenue goals for 2025, what you've set at, what you're hoping to accomplish?
Yeah, we've seen some substantial growth through last year, and I don't have like a formula to get to our revenue goal this year. It's kind of one of those things where I took some industry averages and kind of understood if we have so many employees, your target should be 250,000 per employee, and I just kind of doubled it, and I doubled what we had from last year. We did about 1.6, and I'm shooting to do 3.2 million this year. So pretty rudimentary, but kind of a lofty goal, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think it's important to set goals, especially around revenue. I think it's also important to recognize like what phase you're in. We had a great episode with Mike Andes. I can't remember the episode number, but he talked about like growth mode versus profit mode, and how you should really be focused on one or the other. And understanding that when you're in growth mode, your profit is your overhead's going to be higher. Your profit's turning back into investment in the business, and so you're doing whatever you can to just generate new business and learn by trial and error. Focus on building out new processes sometimes, but primarily just getting more business and completing more work. So it sounds like that's kind of the phase that you're in right now. Yeah, let's talk about how you plan on getting to your 3.2. So first, how did you get to 1.6?
Oh man, I would say that was kind of brute force. Really, what got us to 1.6 was a lot of just energy and effort by myself and the team. Tracking down referral sources, doing that kind of guerrilla tactics, kind of on the sales end, really doing a lot of follow-up, a lot of, managing, hands-on managing clients and prospects and leads and relationships. So that's kind of what got us to 1.6. The goal to get to 3.2, I mean, I just honestly, I just took it back from there and I went, okay, so our closing ratio right now is roughly 50%. Now that's pretty high compared to industry standards. And a lot of it's due to our marketing sources and our channels that are bringing in leads right now. And it's heavily referral based. And so I kind of tweaked that down and used about 35%. And then I just built back from there to get, I ended up needing, I think we're going to need 194 qualified leads this year.
Okay. And that will get you to a 35% conversion rate. So that puts you at like 60 something closed deals.
I think that's right. Yep. And there's some fluff in there too. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. So how do you define a qualified lead for your business? What does that look like?
Great question. So this year we really established that pretty clearly. I think of it in kind of three parts. The first two are fairly defined, and the last one is a little bit more open to interpretation. So first one is service area. For us, we kind of set, as a team collectively, we're like, okay, guys, how far are we willing to go for a project? And we sort of just threw up the map and drew a circle and was like, okay, roughly 30 minutes from the office, one way or the other, probably makes sense. Because if we have one on the top end or maybe 35 or 40 minutes, we'll move that for the right project. And then we have one on the bottom that's also 35 or 40 minutes. And if they're running at the same time, that's an hour plus commute just to get from job to job. So we kind of figured like, hey, that's probably a good maximum distance, to keep us not going all over the place. So first one is service area. Second one is project type. If we get a lead in that is landscaping, a new home, a big addition, those are things that we just don't cover. And so that's kind of an automatic disqualification. For us, it is interior remodeling only. We focus really heavily on kitchens and bathrooms, but if it's inside of your home, we'll at least entertain the conversation. And then lastly is really just client fit. Is it kind of our ideal client in a neighborhood that we target that would fit our service level? A key example might be maybe a first-time homeowner or a younger client who is potentially wanting to maybe do the demo themselves. That's not really a good fit for us. We really kind of prioritize and pride ourselves on turnkey project management, low stress, you're going to pay a little bit more for us, but you're also going to get a lot more, and you're not going to have to deal with the what ifs. You're not going to have to order your own material. We'll bring in a designer and help select things. So those are kind of our three buckets: service area, project type, and then just really client fit.
Gotcha. So the first two seem fairly straightforward in terms of qualifying. Like you have a form on your website, they give you the address. Nope, not in our service area, or yes, in our service area. Project type, kind of same thing. That last one, what is your qualification process for understanding that client fit? What are you doing today?
Yeah. And that's, I would love to define that further, but what I would say is typically, on let's say it's a form comes into the website, runs into our CRM HubSpot, and then Katie, our sales rep, she'll kind of interpret that data, to the best of her ability. If on there it says, we've purchased material, we're looking for someone to install it next week. It's like, okay, that's probably not a client fit. We kind of can really be like, boom, easy. And to your point, if it's like, want to remodel my house, okay, well, we're not totally sure. So it just moves to a phone call. Like if it meets the first two, we'll go to that discovery call, 15 minutes, Katie hops on the phone and really just kind of understands what's going on, what they're needing. And if she determines like, yeah, it really wasn't a client fit, investment level wasn't there, expectations weren't quite aligned, they're really shopping around, something like that, then she'll disqualify them based on her knowledge of kind of what we're looking for and past clients that fit us.
Thanks for checking out a clip from the Cashflow Contractor. We have full episodes where we go deep on topics that help you grow a construction business that runs without you, so you can have less stress, more time, more money. Now, we've got other videos, other clips, but if you want to check out the full episode for this clip, you can click wherever our editor put it. It might be here, might be there, might be over my face, I don't know. But thank you for checking us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. So subscribe or check out a full episode wherever you get podcasts.